Hi, my name's Andy Paterson and I am the Recruitment Manager at Marks & Spencer, and I head up Customer Assistant Recruitment. I'm going to talk a little bit about volume recruitment and how we do that at M&S today. Our volume recruitment sits within our customer assistant population, and on average we have around 35 to 40,000 vacancies, permanent and fixed term, across the whole year, and they sit across general three peaks. Firstly in Easter, then in the summer, and then laterally our biggest volume would be at Christmas time, starting in September and typically ending at the beginning of December. That said, we have around 225,000 applications around that mark, so it's critical that we have a competent applicant tracking system to manage those applications through to our face-to-face assessment materials, and I'm now going to talk to you about our resourcing model. Our resourcing model is split up into four key areas. Firstly, our Centre of Excellence, which is the central recruitment team who set policy and strategy. That's then supported by our applicant tracking system, WCN, for testing and interview scheduling. The third element, a critical part and the first interaction that a candidate would have face-to-face with an M&S employee, would be our store recruiters and our line managers, and they do the face-to-face assessment. And that's all complemented by our HR shared service team based in Manchester, who complete store and candidate support, but also resourcing administration. Our recruitment process at M&S is split into four key steps. The first is that our store teams would post a vacancy together with interview slots onto WCN. The second step would be that candidates then make their application and go through bespoke testing, and if they're successful, they then book themselves into a face-to-face assessment slot that the store have already predefined. The third step is when the candidate would have that first interaction with an M&S employee, and that would be with our store recruiters. If they're successful at that stage, they then continue on to an in-store interview with one of our line managers. The last step in that process is the automated batch print of contracts and offers that are sent out by our shared service team. And I think the key message throughout this whole process is that we only touch WCN or the ATS twice throughout that whole process. So it's a two-touch process for us, so it's very lean and very efficient. The benefits of using WCN for volume recruitment is that we can limit the number of applications a candidate can make to one per role per candidate, and that avoids any store conflict. We also can build in, as part of that check, a duplicate check to ensure that our business rules are adhered to. So if a candidate is rejected within the last 6 months, they're stopped from making a second application until that 6 months is elapsed. Another key benefit is that it's one application flow. From a candidate's perspective, they can hit that apply button and go through our realistic job preview, through our bespoke testing, and book an interview slot, and that takes on average about an hour. That then gives us the opportunity to have a typical time to hire of around 3 days at best, and that obviously does vary in different areas of the country. So a store could post a job on a Monday, interview on a Tuesday, and the candidate could start with us on a Wednesday. So what's next at M&S? So very shortly we'll be moving to one recruitment system. We currently use two in store. So our store teams would post a job which then interfaces into WCN. In the very near future we'll move to one system, which is WCN, which is great. And that will give us the ability to have e-offer and e-contracts within WCN for candidates. It will also give us the ability to complete e-onboarding, and also give us the opportunity to have our rejoiners, so that's candidates that have left through the end of a fixed term contract who want to come back and work for us, the ability for them to apply online, whereas at the moment that's all done offline in store. I think the key message from me in terms of a benefit that I'm certainly looking forward to myself is having end-to-end MI. At the moment we've got to marry up information from two systems. Going forward that'll be in one system. So future discussions and thoughts at M&S are around mobile apply. Currently our careers website, the majority of people that visit our careers website come via desktop or a PC or laptop. We're slowly seeing that change ever so slightly month on month, moving over to tablets or mobile devices. And I think the future discussions around mobile apply and how that'll impact volume recruitment. Not quite sure what the answer is on that, but I think from a volume recruitment perspective, we're definitely looking into it. I think research also shows that the current testing that we have and other volume recruiters would use as part of that would benefit from mobile apply. So it's certainly something that we need to explore further. We're also looking to develop our careers website even further than we already have. We've invested heavily over the past 18 months to create a content hub to really provide candidates with that early engagement so that we can provide them with information around what it's like to work at M&S. And that links into our social strategy and how candidates who have seen what it's like to work at M&S can find out about that and how we can promote that through attraction strategies via Facebook, Twitter, and I know that we've talked about Glassdoor today.